welcome to the first podcast of FightLife. My first guest is Joey Abudy, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Awesome. So, thank you for wanting to be my first guest.
Oh, no problem.
You are a very promising amateur boxer from California, I think.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to find your current boxing record in the amateurs.
Oh, I have like 40 fights. I've lost
Oh,
11 times.
oh wow. That's impressive, damn.
Yeah.
The last thing I found was when you were 26 and lost 5 or something, I thought. I tried to look it up, but it
Yeah.
wasn't up to date, so
Yeah, I've been a lot more I've had a lot of tough competition lately.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed on your Instagram you went to the Nationals, I think it was.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. How did that go for you?
It was good. I won my first fight and then the
Mm-hmm.
second fight I lost, but
Uh,
I felt like I did pretty good in the second fight.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the highlights on my Instagram.
Yeah, I did.
That was from the fight that I lost.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
winning that one.
Yeah. So I fought someone like who was like high ranked in the USA boxing and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Oh,
like they kind of knew who he was.
I see. Yeah. So they kind of
But
yeah, I know, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, it happens a lot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially like if the fight's close,
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes you won't get it, even if you feel like you did.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, I don't have any amateur experience yet, but I am training for
Hmm.
my first tournament in the summer, so I'm excited to see how that goes.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I've been trying to, bless you, not to
Thank-
not consciously, I think, but I've been trying to push my amateur fight as far away as possible so I can be as prepared, excuse me, as possible because I've switched gyms a lot in the past 3 years. I think I'm boxing now. Yeah, 3 years. So
oh, okay.
yeah, but I'm getting pretty close and I'm excited for it. So we'll see how that goes. So tell me, how did you get started in boxing?
There's a lot of different things kind of
Mhm.
like built up to it. So when I was younger,
Mhm.
there was no like really boxing in the area I grew up in. So I played a lot of other sports. I was
Mhm.
kind of into like I liked boxing, but I just didn't really know how to get into it.
Well,
It
okay.
didn't really like I never really thought about like doing it
Mhm.
until I was a junior in high school, I think about like 16. And
Oh.
that was like that year, I
Mhm.
just stopped, like, I wasn't playing any sports. And I was just like, I don't know, I wasn't really too happy with the type of person I was
I
and just like
understand.
a lot of different things.
Mhm.
And I decided to join a boxing gym and it just kind of went from there. Like I knew I wanted to fight when I like joined,
Mhm.
and I didn't know like how far I wanted to go with it, but it all
Oh, I
just
see.
kind of snowballed.
Uh-huh. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And was it always meant to be boxing, or did you have interest in kickboxing or Muay Thai or any
it
other
was
martial art?
at the time actually like I just wanted to fight. Like I wanted to do something like it. If I walked into an MMA gym,
Mhm.
I probably would have ended up doing MMA or like
Oh,
Muay
I
Thai. Or
see.
I just wanted to find a place where I can like learn and
Mhm.
compete,
I see. Yeah.
and I like competitive combat.
Mhm.
And it had boxing like was it was more like appealing to me. I would say like I
Mhm.
boxing was my first choice, and I found a boxing gym that was like pretty close to my house.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty known one as well. The Sweet Science boxing gym.
Yeah,
It's has a big name. Wow.
yeah,
That's an awesome gym I think to be a part of.
yeah. It's great. Like it really feels like home now.
Mhm. That's what a gym should feel
The
like, I think. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I noticed from all your videos on your Instagram as well and on the Fight Tips channel that your style is pretty. You're a pretty kind of pressure fighter, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. Like kind of aggressive,
yeah,
not waiting too long, not an outboxer. You like to keep the pressure up and throw a lot of combos. I see. Was that something
yes.
you had in from the beginning, or did it just feel natural, or?
Well, at the when I came in,
Hmm.
I just I was working really hard, and I figured like my mentality after the first time I sparred was like I just need to go in there, and I need to just be able to like outwork them because
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like at the time I didn't have much experience, and like my mentality was I just need to like use conditioning and stamina to beat everyone. And it hit a point where it was working for a good like a long time, but there hit a point where just stamina, just throwing a lot of punches isn't enough to
Yeah.
beat like these top guys because
Mhm.
they're also in like really good shape. So this past like since coronavirus like
Mhm.
happened, like I've really been focusing on like improving my technique and fundamentals
Oh,
with
okay.
the same mindset of staying busy
Mhm.
and like keeping a lot of pressure, but just with more of an education behind it now.
Oh, yeah. I understand. Yeah. Did you really need to like how do your parents feel about you boxing? Were they like supportive from the beginning? Did they add some worries? Because in my house, it's kind of a task to convince them to let me fight. So I'm curious to
I
see how that
see.
went.
So with me, they were just they were happy that I was like just doing something at the
Mhm.
time. They didn't really know what it was gonna turn into.
Mhm.
My my mom was kind of whatever with it. My dad didn't really like it,
Oh, okay.
but I had they came to watch one of my sparring and I did really good, and they just saw that I really liked it, and it was
Mhm.
starting to help me change as a person. Like I was waking up before school, going running. Then like I'd get back home from school, go to the gym.
Mhm.
All like I'm really like I stopped hanging out with my friends. Like I was really just boxing in school at the time.
Yeah,
And
makes you
so
more
they were like,
disciplined.
okay,
Mhm.
it's fine. And now now they're happy that I'm boxing. Like yeah, they're like really cool with it. They like it. I feel like
Mhm.
it's helped me grown a lot as a like a person,
Yeah, I
and
understand.
it makes like now like I do a lot of things that like don't even like correlate to boxing just to help me like improve myself
Yeah, makes you more disciplined and
that
stuff like that.
yeah, that I
Mhm.
wouldn't have done if I haven't like hadn't got
Yeah.
into boxing.
I understand. Same for me. I actually started as a Muay Thai fighter in my first
Oh,
gym, but I had a pretty bad experience there. I mean, nothing wrong with the gym. They're amazing guys, but they let me spar like the third or fourth training I went there, and I had no experience
oh, I
whatsoever,
see.
so I got cut up pretty bad.
Yeah,
So my parents said, you can do boxing, you can train Muay Thai, but you can't do, yeah, you can't compete in Muay Thai. So that's why
oh,
I
I
switched to
see.
boxing. So yeah, but I think I kind of enjoy boxing more. There's more layers to it, if you know what I mean. Like there's more technique.
Yeah,
There's more. I think it's more fun to see a boxing match than a Muay Thai fight. Just personal preference, of course, but
yeah, I agree because the distance is different and there's
Mhm.
only so many punches you can throw, and so you can do
True.
so much like different things with it.
Yeah, the different styles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a real boxing geek. I can go into rabbit holes about technique and distance, and I love that. That's also the reason I started the podcast. I had the idea because my friends
Uh-huh.
they like to talk about it because I like to talk about it, but they're not
Yeah.
as invested in it as I am. So I thought it would be fun to talk with people who are actually even maybe even more invested in the sport. So
Yeah, that's it. That's cool.
yeah, were you always like the yeah, I think not because you answered it kind of in the beginning, but were you always the boxing guy in the friend group, or did that change, or like the fighting or martial arts guy, or?
I actually boxing like I
Mhm.
picked up boxing when I was 17, and I was always like a like especially like got a lot taller now, but like I was always like one of the smaller kids,
Oh, I see.
and I didn't really know any martial arts up until I started boxing.
Oh, I
I
see. Yeah.
played all types of sports, but
Mhm.
like I was never like I wasn't even so much of a boxing fan. Like I watched
Oh,
the
wow.
Rocky movies,
Uh-huh.
and but I didn't even, when Mayweather and Pacquiao fought at the
Yeah.
time, I didn't even know who either one of them were.
Oh, I
I
see.
was like, why is everyone talking about this fight? Like
Yeah.
I didn't really,
Mhm.
but now that I've started boxing, like I keep up with like all this, like just everything that's going on. Like
Yeah, me
I know a
too.
lot, like I'm really invested in it now.
Mhm. Yeah, same. Same. Have you watched the Povetkin and White the second fight a few weeks ago?
I saw it. I didn't watch it, but like I saw what happened. I saw
Oh, okay. And
Dillian White.
yeah, knocking him out. Did you
It's pretty
expect it?
cool. Um, you know, uh, like I didn't really know what to expect, but
Mhm.
I knew like Dillian White, he was doing good in the first fight, huh? And he
Yeah,
just got
true.
knocked out.
Yeah, he knocked
And then
Povetkin
what?
down. Yeah, 3 times I think. Did he knock him down 3 times?
And then Povetkin knocked him out cold.
Yeah, with the sweet
Yeah,
slip uppercut. Was awesome. Was nice to see.
yeah. So that's a fight where like you just know someone's gonna get hurt going
Mhm.
into it.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's just who lands what, who's smart and all that.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't really see. I mean, I could have missed it obviously, but I didn't see a really kind of a strategy change in the White camp. He
Oh
was
yeah.
still putting pressure. I don't. I mean, I don't think so. He changed a lot because he knew it was working in the first fight. He just got caught, unfortunately. So if it
Yeah.
wasn't for that punch, he would have won, I think. So
Yeah, so he seemed like he was probably confident going into it.
yeah, I
Just
think so
no,
too.
like be a bit more careful.
Mhm. Yeah, I think so too. And Povetkin, I didn't really. I don't know his expectations going into the second one because he must have felt also that he was lucky in the first one, I would think.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I love to watch. What's your favorite weight class to watch? Do you have a favorite?
Honestly, right now I gotta say the lightweight 135,
Oh yeah.
just because all the up and comers,
Mhm.
there's like Teofimo Lopez,
Yeah. Garcia, Haney.
Lomachenko, Ryan
Yeah.
Garcia. Yeah, so that's an exciting one.
Mhm.
147 also, like, do you know what? Actually, I like 168 where Canelo's at, but I want to see
Yeah.
David Benavidez fight Caleb Plant more than like I'd rather
Oh
them two
yeah.
fight each other.
Mhm.
That's I think that's the one fight I really want to see.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a weight class. I know Caleb Plant, of course, but I don't know
Uh-huh.
Benavides. I don't really follow him. I should look into him more, I think.
Yeah, he's a very awkward, unorthodox fighter,
Mhm.
but he's a pressure fighter, and
Oh, okay.
he's got good speed, but just the styles, it would be like really interesting to see
Oh, okay, I see.
how
Yeah. Had a small technical issue, but we're back now. The
we were.
situation here. No, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, what were we talking about like before? It was the
We were,
Plant Benavides, huh?
yeah, the plan Benavides, and yeah, that's where we finished at, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So during our technical break, we talked about the Corona situation in California and how Joey maintained his training throughout. So his gym was closed and he trained a lot at home. And did you feel like your technique became better after you haven't been to the gym because of the shadow boxing and stuff, or was it like
Um.
kind of similar?
Yeah. I definitely improved over the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
just trying to stay sharp, but and honestly, like within the whole span from then to now, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I'm a lot better,
Oh,
a
okay.
lot just a lot sharper, stronger,
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you still learn new things as an pretty experienced amateur? Do you still learn like new techniques or and stuff, or did you just find what suits you and you train that the best you can?
Well, honestly, all the time, like I'm learning different types of things, like new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my coach now, like he keeps me in check if like I start like like dropping my hand, stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. He's like,
Hmm.
it's like, keep it up. But yeah, like especially when it comes to sparring and fighting different people,
Hmm.
like different things work against different people. So like you can't
True.
go in like thinking you're gonna be able to do this because you did it
The
against a
last
different
time.
person.
Yeah, I understand.
So like different things work and you just like learn and figure out things on your own, like
Hmm.
different combinations, different ways to set up certain punches and
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? But I think
Yeah.
the most important thing is just keeping the fundamentals sharp of like
Hmm.
good boxing stance, like good balance when
Yeah.
punching, like bringing your hands back,
Hmm.
all that stuff. Because then when all that's fine, and like, and if you're in good shape, obviously, when when you get in the ring, it becomes a lot easier to use your brain and like think and like you could
Yeah, that's
catch
true.
on to certain
Uh-huh.
things. So yeah,
Yeah, where you don't have to think about them anymore. They just become like, yeah, like habits, but good habits. I mean,
yeah,
I heard a lot of coaches say that habits in boxing are bad, but I think for the fundamentals, it should be a habit to keep your elbows tucked
yeah,
in, your hands up, chin down, all that
yeah.
stuff. So, but yeah, that's great. I have the same feeling though. I'm also learning a lot of new things, but like online. Do you know the website Dynamic
Uh-huh.
Striking?
No, I don't.
It's a instructional website founded by
Uh-huh.
Teddy Atlas. I assume you know Teddy Atlas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
who Teddy
So
Atlas is.
he has a lot of instructionals where he talks about footwork. He has a full separate instructional on timing, so that's also
Oh, shoot.
amazing. So I've been learning a lot from that as well. And he has a lot of famous like strikers and stuff like that, because they also do like MMA and Muay Thai guides, and they have from Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. They have an
Oh, damn.
instructional, and Anderson Silva and those guys. So you should check it out. I mean, they have a lot of good stuff. So
Oh, yeah, I think I will.
yeah, that's I'll send the link to you afterwards.
Okay, awesome.
Well, you asked me earlier about the Corona situation here, or were you talking
Yeah,
about
like
the training or
just how's like the boxing scene in Belgium? Because I
it's
know in California it's like
yeah, it's
pretty
huge.
it's yeah,
But in Belgium, it's not as developed. I think there are a lot of gyms who are in the who are part of the are a member of the organization, so to say, where
yeah,
you can do amateur fights and stuff like that, and they do keep steady pace when it comes to amateur tournaments, and professional stuff happens all the time still. But now everything's shut down because of COVID right now. But they are
yeah,
the last few years they are really doing their best to unite the boxing scene more, because most gyms here they don't only teach boxing. It's also a combination of Muay Thai and kickboxing just to cater to more people. And
I see.
I think that's a shame, I think, because just boxing gyms are, I mean, if you think of a I mean, imagine a Muay Thai gym. You can imagine something in Thailand or something like that. But like a boxing
Yeah,
gym that you see in the Rocky movies, like every Philadelphia gym, for example, it
yeah,
has a certain ring to it. Like the old equipment, the rusted weights, the wooden floor, the posters on the wall and stuff like that. So I think it's a shame that we don't really have that here. But
yeah,
we're doing
yeah,
what
it's
we
just
can.
uh-huh.
So yeah. But I kind of enjoy it now. There's also been a not a petition, but like more psychologists and therapists and stuff like that are paying attention to it. That because of all the gyms that closed, there are a lot of Belgian younger guys like about my age. I'm 18. They
Yeah.
because of that the gyms are closed, they organize like illegal tournaments just outside on like
Oh,
football
I
yards and
see.
stuff like that. So they were thinking maybe we should open the gyms back so they can do it in a controlled environment instead of like, but because it's MMA, small gloves, one has a lot of experience, the other one just wrestled for like 2 days on a field. So there obviously happen a lot of accidents.
Yeah.
So that's a shame. So that's why they're like advocating for like open the gyms, make them do in small groups, have them make them have a mandatory sparring partner, just one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there are ways they can like do it to keep it organized and safe.
Absolutely, yeah. Because it's dangerous if they don't. So
Yeah, over here, it honestly, like, it almost feels like there's like no coronavirus anymore, just
Oh
the
wow.
way things have like opened back up. And then
Mhm.
I was over in a tournament in Louisiana, which is like in the South.
Mhm.
And over there, people don't even I mean, I was obviously, but people like don't even wear their masks in like restaurants and like
Oh
grocery
okay.
stores. Like there are, but like it's not even really a rule there, you know?
Mhm.
Like you don't have to. And
Oh
like
wow.
things are like in that area, things have been open up for like a while. California is just starting to.
Oh, I see.
Like we just recently got the indoor dining again. So like
Mhm.
you can go
Oh
like
yeah,
sit
instead of
inside and
takeaway,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's compared to here, we are currently right now in some sort of Easter break, they call it.
Uh-huh.
Usually our Easter break is 2 weeks, but I extended it with an extra week so kids don't have to go to school in order to stop the virus a bit from spreading. And we are only allowed to go outside with a maximum of 4 people. We
I
cannot
see.
meet each other inside, only one person you can meet at once. So like if my brother wants someone to come over, they can't if a person from me is coming over and stuff
Oh
like that. So
wow.
it's kind of it's pretty strict. And we also have a curfew still
Oh, I see.
from 12 p.m. is midnight. Yeah, from midnight until 6 in the morning, I think.
Oh, I
So
see. Okay.
yeah, so it's sad. I mean, at this age
Yeah,
especially, like you can't train, you can't go out to parties, nothing. So
yeah, it's they seem to really be on it.
yeah, but I hope it works.
Yeah, yeah,
So they're saying May 1st that everything can open up again, like restaurants. We can only do takeaway right now.
I see.
So I'm hoping for it.
Was there a, because I remember like it was around this time last year, it was like a big lockdown and everything.
Yeah,
Did
everywhere.
you guys, yeah, did you guys like get a time where like you guys went off of lockdown and like,
Yeah, kinda. In the summer, that was. We were
I
like
see.
in lockdown from March 13th last year
Hmm.
until I didn't do my and no, I didn't do my exams. So I think I don't know for sure, but I think the end of June. And then they said for the
Okay.
summer, okay, you can go outside with 10 people, you can meet inside with a maximum of 4, and like still a lot of rules, but not as strict as they are now. And then I think
Yeah.
until the end of October, and then the gyms closed, and then everything was pretty strict up until now. We had a few weeks, a month back, I think, where we were allowed with 10 people outside, and a few, but the curfew has been since October or September, I think, still. So
Oh,
yeah, it's kind of sad.
yeah, it is.
But it'll be alright. I think there, we are also our vaccination process started pretty slow, but now we're really speeding it up. So I hope I get my vaccine in the summer somewhere. My age can
Yeah.
qualify in the summer. So I don't know how it's over there. Do they still are they doing the older people first, or does everyone can everyone get it?
Right now, everyone like I should be getting mine soon, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, like I have a friend who just got his,
Mhm.
so everyone's getting
Oh,
theirs.
okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I definitely. I hope it works, man. I mean, this sucks. I mean, I understand why it's necessary, but if you think about
Yeah.
some of the rules, I mean, there's a rule here in Belgium. If you want to go to the beach, only
Uh-huh.
people of 12 who are 12 and older can only sit in the train at the window, not at the hall, but at the window, and only if you go to the beach. So if you come from the home from the beach, you don't have to sit at the window. You can sit whatever you want on the train.
Uh-huh.
So it's
It's a lot
weird
of
rules.
weird stuff.
Yeah. So, but I mean, they're doing their best. They're doing the best they can. So,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I'm sure like the death numbers are a lot lower over there than it is here, huh?
yeah, yeah. Mostly because of we are maybe 100 of the size of the U.S. So,
Yeah.
what did you mean by state? Or
Like just just in general, because I a
hmm
lot of people in the US were like dying from it.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple people, like I know someone who someone from the boxing, like I one of my sponsors, his wife actually, like I was with them in Mexico,
Mhm.
and like that was in October, and then in December, like right before Christmas, she actually died from it.
Oh.
And then I
Wow.
know like my friend's aunt died from it. Like they're
Mhm.
when like I like it kind of started like to shock me, like when like people like that
Mhm.
I knew or like
Yeah.
kind of was connected with, like were dying from it.
Mhm. Yeah, I
But I think
understand. Wow.
it's maybe because like over here, like maybe we're not taking it like as serious as you guys are, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, we got on it pretty quickly.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, yeah. It does suck though. Like
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine like still not being able to go to the gym and stuff.
Yeah, wow, it truly sucks. We had
Yeah,
trainings through Zoom or Skype or stuff like that, and that's fun to keep you occupied, but it's not the same. There,
yeah. It's
there's
not.
yeah, there's a certain vibe that's in the gym when you're all working out and training together. And only the gym I go to now, my home gym, so to say, only opened the
Uh-huh.
July 1st. So I've been going since they
Oh,
opened. So like 3 months after, they were like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, we gotta close up. So
do
that's a
you
shame.
do you have like friends that you kind of get together with and like spar? Because I know during the lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
I was sparring with my brothers. I mean,
Oh, okay.
they're not necessarily on the same level, but
Mm-hmm.
they're still pretty good. Like
Oh, okay, nice.
they like they're gonna be ready to fight when when like fights open up in California.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was able to work on a lot of stuff,
Oh,
like sparring with
that's
them.
nice. So they're boxing as well then.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, that's nice. That's I don't
Yeah.
really have friends that are that into it. I mean, my best friend is a basketball player and he sparred with me
Oh,
during the hard lockdown. But I just said, yeah,
uh-huh.
just go full force, try to hit me. I'll do as much defense as I can. So I got caught a few times, pretty hard as
Yeah.
well. But I mean, that's it's not yeah
It's a good way to learn though.
yeah
That's how I like I'm still doing that. I'm actually probably today like I'm gonna have my brother throw punches at me and I'm just gonna
hmm
play defense
yeah
because it's just a good way to help you like see things a lot more clear, especially if they're going crazy on you.
that's true
Because
yeah
you could catch, and then like as you get more comfortable and stuff,
hmm
you can see like you can look at openings and look for openings and just
true
like know like when
hmm
to step forward, just understanding your
yeah
distance and all that.
developing your boxing IQ yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah. I mean, my friend is also getting better each time we spar, but I think it's more
uh,
difficult to spar someone with no experience when they have no technique. Like for
it
example,
it is.
he didn't throw a straight cross. He was like a hybrid between a hook and a cross. So every time I tried to slip it, I just got caught again, and I thought, wow, that's if someone threw a straight punch, I would have slipped it at 10 times. But and like massive
Yeah,
overhands and haymakers. I mean, it helps you also see some telegraphs that you probably wouldn't see with a normal boxer, or you can pay more attention to that now.
yeah. No,
So,
I completely agree with that because you know, even my coach every Tuesday he has guys from an MMA gym come in for sparring, and he
oh,
says
okay.
he likes us sparring the MMA guys because
Mhm.
they're unpredictable. They're not like they're like
Yeah.
a lot of them are unorthodox. Some of them don't have
Mhm.
as much boxing or even stand-up experience, so they do a lot of different weird stuff that you won't really see.
Yeah.
And I think it's good, like
Mhm.
just to like see that and like
Yeah, it helps you
I don't.
to learn how to react. I get what you're saying. Like, it helps to know how to react to things you didn't train for necessarily.
Yeah,
Because if you train to catch a jab and then it comes over the top or from the bottom or something, you learn to adapt more quickly. And if you can do that during sparring, I think it can only help you during a fight.
yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, what are some boxing myths that you've experienced? Have you had some people think like weird stuff about boxing or things that's not true at all or
Yeah,
not
you
really?
know, with me, just like with how I look and everything,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't like are like, wow, you're a boxer. I wouldn't
Oh
expect
yeah.
that. And like,
Uh-huh.
they're like, or my grandparents, my grandma is
Mm-hmm.
always like, he's like, she doesn't understand why I'm boxing, and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
she thinks like in her head that boxing is like for like wild animal type people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's the
A lot.
that's the number one myth I'm fighting against also. I mean, like it's like you do a martial art and
Or
suddenly you
like,
can't be nice anymore or something.
yeah, or like you're some like thug or something.
Mm-hmm.
But
Or
in
aggressive.
reality, like for boxing is just like really helped me become like such a much better person.
Yeah, same
And
for me. Yeah.
like I like I
It's
don't
weird
even
to
know how to
explain.
explain it.
Yeah. I get exactly the same feeling. It helps you, like, it helps keep you disciplined. It teaches you respect. It teaches you, like, humility. I mean, your ego can
Yeah,
be as big as you want to, and if you get caught once, you'll be like, oh shit, I'm not untouchable. So,
exactly.
so yeah, it helped me a lot as well. But it's really difficult to explain that to someone that's not into boxing or something. I mean, it's still a sport, but it's like a different, like the expression. You can play basketball, you can play football, but you can't play boxing.
Yeah. Or even like karate, like in my
Yeah.
area, like people like will do karate, but
Mhm.
they think like boxing is like, but at the end of the day, boxing is also a martial art,
Yeah. It's even
It's
older than
like,
karate. So
yeah, like, so it's just how you look at it. I'm
yeah, I
sure
think so too.
there definitely are some people who fit like the stereotype
Yeah, for sure, for
and
sure.
all
Every gym
that.
has a few.
Yeah. And even like, even let's say like, I don't know, even like some like people who are really good like fit
Mhm.
that stereotype, but I feel like the
Yeah.
majority of the people,
Mhm.
especially people who are like really good, are like real humble, like
Yeah.
very disciplined,
Really
like very
nice
like,
as well.
yeah, they just like, they like just know what matters in life.
True. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I understand. Yeah, or the
can't find.
stereotype that people think that boxers are aggressive. I think I mean I get where it comes from because obviously you just punch people in the face, but it's still a sport. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not. I mean, the most boxers I know are some of the calmest dudes I've ever met. Like if they were
yeah,
running into something on the street or a guy causing problems or stuff, they would be the last person to hit them or to try something because
exactly.
they know what the consequences can be.
Yeah,
So it's a shame. I think that a lot of people take that. I mean, think about boxing that way because it's a beautiful sport.
yeah,
Most people see
yeah,
just the punching and the aggressiveness, and they don't see the technique, the distance, the feinting,
yeah,
all that good stuff. So
yeah. That's
that's the
even. Oh, sorry.
no, I was
But
gonna say that's the most
even
interesting.
oh, yeah, even now that my parents have, because my parents weren't really like, didn't know much about boxing, and now like they come to the fights and all that. And
That's
like
awesome.
after my first fight, they're like, oh, this is like a lot different than I thought. And they
Mhm.
really like boxing now. They actually watch a lot of fights like on the weekends with me. um and they're like, yeah, they like agree with us, like how like people have like the wrong idea of boxing and like
Mhm.
boxers in general. Like a lot of boxers are like really just like good, like ambitious people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Speaking of ambitions, what are your goals for the future regarding boxing?
Right now, I think I'm gonna stay amateur until maybe December, and I'm thinking
Mhm.
turning pro next year.
Oh, okay. That's a
Yeah,
good
and
idea.
I just want to like try to go as far as I can with
Yeah.
it, just see what I can do. Like
Mhm.
there's like, I have like, I want to do other things too, but right now
Yeah, I
I'm really
understand.
just focused on boxing, and I want to just see where I can go with it, see
Mhm.
how far.
Okay. And any plans on going to the Olympics or qualifying for them or?
I already tried to, I didn't qualify, but
Oh, that's
I
too bad.
tried.
Uh-huh.
So,
I see, yeah.
but yeah, I think I'm I still have a chance to make So I'm gonna try to qualify for next year's national team, 2022.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So there's a qualifier for the nationals, and then if you win one of the qualifiers or get to the finals, you get a spot at the nationals.
Oh, okay.
And then in the nationals, if you win, then you're on the team. And so I'm gonna try to do that this year and then just see what happens. If I make the team, I'll probably stay amateur just to get that experience. But if not, I'm just gonna turn pro.
Turn pro, yeah. Awesome. And what's the ideal fight record for going pro? Your amateur record. What do you want it to finish at?
I'm gonna be honest. I like at this point, I don't even really like care much for my record or think about it. I just, it's more about like for me like winning certain tournaments that like if you win like let's say like winning one of those nationals, it's a big deal, but at the same time things happen. Like I've in the amateurs I've lost like 10 I don't even know actually now, like maybe that was my 12th loss. A lot of fights have been stolen from me.
Oh, okay.
And then a lot of fights also have just been like close back and forth fights where it could go either way. And I don't get it. I've won some back and forth fights too that like I've got, but at the end of the day, like my mindset going into the fights is just, I know I've done everything I can leading up to this fight. I know I've like done everything I can to come in at 100%. And I already know like I'm gonna do my best and do everything I can to win the fight when I'm in there. So I don't really worry much about losing or who I'm fighting. I just go in there and just do my thing. Like before I go in and fight, it's just a normal day. And I have like, I have sparring at like, I go weigh in, I eat my food, eat what I like, eat like good food and all that. And just like, I have sparring at 6 p.m. or whenever the fight is, and just go take care of business, come back, enjoy the rest of the night. That's like how my mindset was.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. Is there still like a fear aspect when going into the ring, especially against opponents you don't know, or is it just like I'm gonna hurt him, he's gonna hurt me, it's all good?
Yeah, I mean, with the like, I don't know, I don't like. I've actually fought without headgear once, and that like my first fight without headgear, I was kind of like worried, like, oh, maybe if I get caught with a punch, he could drop me, or I'm sorry, I got a notification or something.
No worries.
But I was pretty scared about like I just didn't really know what to expect. Like I've had my brother throw punches at me without headgear, but like it could be different. And I remember like going in there, like I was just like, I had that in the back of my head, like, oh, like I might get hurt. But I went in there and it really wasn't much different than fighting with headgear. Like it was when you're in there, like same with sparring and like, I don't know, I don't really getting hurt. Like I don't really think about it much. Like I'm never really like scared going in. I just go in like I really like, it's taken a while, but like I really like boxing. Like now I really like being in there, especially I'm in good shape, but it's taken time for me to really actually enjoy being in there. Like and even now there are some times where it fucking sucks. Like you're tired, or like, you know, sometimes it's not too fun, but you just gotta push through it and bring out like everything. But for the most part, like going in there, like I'm like ready and I want to get in there and like box and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, you said you didn't really feel a lot of difference between sparring or fighting with headgear or without. Is there? So there's nothing you'd prefer between the two of them. Like you're fine with either, or?
Well, with headgear you can't see as well, so like you can't see the punches. Without, you can feel the punches like
more directly,
like hitting your face, and like you could feel it on your face, but it's not anything like to where it bothers you. And obviously if you get caught on the chin, like you'll feel it more, like it'll have a bit more impact, but it's not like, I don't think it's too crazy.
Like a massive
you know, you
difference.
definitely have to be careful, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. you're like boxing, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I understand. Yeah, I prefer sparring without headgear because
Oh yeah,
of the reason I can see more, and
yeah,
it also it makes me pay more if I make a mistake, if that makes sense. Like
yeah.
if I mess up, or like one of the things I'm training on is the shoulder roll, the Floyd Mayweather shoulder roll,
Uh-huh.
because I'm a pretty
Yeah.
tall dude. I'm 6'4" or 6'3",
Oh, okay.
so leaning back has helped me a lot. But
Yeah, it does.
if I make a mistake and I get popped with a jab on the jaw wearing headgear, I'm like, could have been worse. But without
Whatever.
headgear, I really am like, oh shit, I gotta tighten up my defense. I gotta put my hands up
Yeah.
more. So
Yeah, you're like really alert without the
yeah,
headgear,
more
you know,
alert,
you're like, oh
exactly.
shit.
Yeah, and not necessarily more scared, but it helps you focus more, just because of
Yeah,
the thought that
exactly.
like I don't want to get hit as much as with headgear, for example.
Yeah. And that I feel like when you're fighting, you know, you're so
Mhm.
focused and you're so into it
Mhm.
that maybe the adrenaline, like when I fought this past like week, like in all the fights, like
Mhm.
I wasn't feeling any of the punches, like I
Oh
wasn't
wow.
able to feel anything, but the
Mhm.
day after my body was like would ache. I would have like a
Yeah.
bruise on my arm, but
Mhm.
in the moment I really couldn't feel anything. Nothing like bothered me. But
I see.
like
Yeah.
the other day I was like working with my brother,
Mhm.
and he's got like in general he's like got a pretty hard punch. But I was like he was using 14-ounce gloves,
Mhm.
and in the fights they were 10-ounce gloves, and I was like, man, I could feel your punches like much more than I was able to feel the punches like while I was
Oh,
fighting.
okay. Yeah. Because of a different level of adrenaline going through you at that moment.
Yeah, like because
Okay.
like when I was fighting, I mean, I was
Mhm.
like calm, ready to go, but like there is nervous energy, but I feel like you just
Yeah.
need to know how to harness that energy and like
True.
make it into like you go and
Mhm. Not
like
dragging you
fight
back.
rather than
Yeah.
just like just not do anything. Like
Mhm.
that's why like when fighting, I feel like it's really important to like warm up good and
Mhm.
get your heart rate up so when you're in there, you're not cold and you're like your body will just react on
Yeah.
its own.
You're not too worried about everything. I understand. Yeah. Okay, I have a really wide question now.
Uh-huh.
If you could take credit for like anything regarding boxing or life, whatever you, how you want to interpret the question is how you answer it. Like something you can take credit for, you wish you would have thought of, you wish you would have created, like in boxing, a certain style or a technique or a rule even, just anything. Interpret it as you want. I'm curious.
So like
Just that you.
I'm a bit confused.
Okay, wait. So. uh, how do I explain this? So if you could take credit for like anything that has to do with boxing, like for example the invention of the shoulder roll,
Oh,
or
like
like the being the fighter they think of when they mention pressure fighter or something like that. Just something you can take credit for, you'd like people to associate with you in a certain way. Yeah.
try like
Doesn't have to be
right
boxing.
now I would just I would say like proper preparation, but
Oh, I
then
see.
again, everyone has their own methods of preparation, you know?
Also true. Yeah.
Like but just I'm not sure because like as a boxer, I feel
Mhm.
like I'm still finding myself in like what
Oh, yeah, still developing your own
what
style.
yeah, like I'm
Hmm.
still finding like what, and I'm trying to learn like everything, so I'm not sure,
I see.
but definitely, you know, I think it's like building mental toughness outside the ring, like
Hmm.
doing things you really don't like doing, putting yourself in like really uncomfortable situations. That was my main thing because when I first started, like I would I would try to do like as many things that would suck
Hmm.
just so I can like get used to it. So when I would go in the ring, because when I first started sparring, it was a lot different from when I like
Yeah, I
spar
can
now. Like
imagine.
it
Yeah.
was it was hard. You get tired. Like
Hmm.
you're like worried about the punches, and it was like it was a real hard experience.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
I would always be like, okay, like I decided I'm gonna do this. I want to like fight and all that. I gotta
Hmm.
like I know it'll get better. I got it, and I would just figure out ways like how I can make boxing fun. And for me, it was just doing things that suck. Like I would wake up at 5 a.m. and I would like hop in the
Wow.
cold shower. But in my head, I'm like, okay, so I fight for 3 rounds, which is 10 minutes. So I'm going to stay in here for 10 minutes. And I would like force
Okay,
myself, and I
I
would just
see.
do different type of things like that.
Hmm.
Now I'm not so crazy like that. Like I don't do like, I'm more like back then I was like crazy, but I was kind of like stupid about my approach with things. It was always like work hard, like push yourself,
Hmm.
kill yourself. And like it messed me up like for like it messed me up to an extent, but it
Hmm.
also taught me how to train smarter and approach things and know
Yeah.
like understand your body
Hmm.
and just stuff like that, like
Yeah, I
with
understand.
experience.
Hmm.
And like that also goes to like diet and all that. Like I always try to keep a good diet,
Hmm.
but over the years I've learned what really works for me and my body and
I
what I
see.
should do to make weight and all that.
Hmm.
And like just like what I should eat before the fight, just how I can come in, cuz sometimes like I've had fights where um I weigh in, I make weight good, everything's like fine. Like
Hmm.
I've been making weight before the fight, and then I go in. This was like my first fight. I
Hmm.
like after weigh-ins, I'm like, I'm not too hungry, and it's just because like I don't know, I just wouldn't get hungry because like the nerves, or like
Mm,
I wouldn't
yeah.
feel. And in
Oh,
my head I was like, oh, I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna eat, and I'll probably be even lighter. But also I feel like the nerves before a fight,
hmm.
your metabolism and immune system boosts. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what it is for me, like so I have to eat like more than I usually would before a fight,
Hmm.
because like I'll digest like
Yeah, I understand what you're
I don't know
saying.
how to
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
don't know
get
how to
it.
explain
Yeah.
it in like normal words, but like
Hmm.
so I gotta eat more, because like if I eat normal, I'll come out of the fight and I'll be like
Hmm.
really light. And sometimes like I'm a skinny guy, so it'll be to the point where like I'm burning uh I'm burning muscle rather than calories,
Oh, yeah,
and I can
I
feel
understand.
it. Like I can feel
Hmm.
it. It can like wear me out.
Hmm.
But also, you don't want to eat too much to where you feel like shit and you're all
Yeah.
heavy
Yeah.
going in. So like, I found like my perfect balance, and like
Hmm.
everyone's different. Some people might not like get like that before the fight. Some
Hmm.
people like only like to eat like a little or whatever. But like, you know,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
just like experience and like
Hmm. Just figuring out what
you
works
got
best for you.
yeah
Yeah.
you've got to mess up like to like
Yeah, a few times. Yeah.
learn sometimes.
I
Yeah,
understand. Yeah, that's also good that you try to figure that stuff out while you're amateur, because I also heard a lot of stories about guys who went pro after their 10th amateur fight or something, and then
yeah,
they have a lot of struggles that a lot more people notice and see because their fights are getting more recognition and stuff like that. And then they mess up and
yeah,
they're like, ah, shit, there's a few thousand people watching me right now. What do I do?
yeah. And
So,
when you're pro, like that's like your career,
yeah,
like
that's your way of
you
making
lose,
money. Yeah.
like you lose money. But
Mhm.
with the amateurs, like you can mess up, you can like it's not a
Yeah.
big deal. That's why there is amateurs, because like you've got to fail to
Mhm.
like get better. Like I saw something Michael Jordan said, like he's failed a lot more times than he's like actually succeeded
Ah, yeah,
in like
I understand. Yeah.
just stuff like that. Like,
Mhm.
but yeah, I just like now especially I just try to keep an open mind about things, and like
Mhm.
and just like really just try to take in like
As much
as
as you
much as I
can.
can.
I see. Yeah, that's an awesome mentality to have, especially in the amateurs. That
Yeah,
I'm sure it has helped you a lot. I think, doesn't it? Didn't it? Your
yeah,
mentality. your
Yeah,
open-mindedness.
definitely.
That's I think
Yeah,
that's
I
a really
mean,
big
the
plus.
thing is, I used to be pretty stubborn actually, like
Mhm.
first starting out, but like especially with like just the way I would train and all that, I
Yeah.
was real stubborn about certain
Mhm.
things and like, but I had to like fail, like get beaten up in sparring to like open my eyes. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you got to take a beating
Mhm.
to
That's true.
sometimes you just got to learn the hard way, and that I
Absolutely.
feel like that happened with me to an extent.
Mhm.
And but that's just like life experience in general, like
Very true.
boxing has given me experience like shit, I don't know, like just outside, like even
Yeah, I
inside and
understand.
outside the ring, like it's now I try to like keep an open mind toward everything,
Mhm.
and I wasn't like that as much as I am now, just because I've learned through boxing.
Mhm. That's also, I think, well, excuse me.
My bad.
Good. How much time do we have? Oh wow. Okay. we have uh we have went a bit over time, but that's okay. I have one final
Oh
question that I'm gonna ask everyone on the
yeah,
podcast. If there was one piece of advice you can give me for my first fight, for my amateur career, what would it be?
I would say for your career in general, make
Mhm.
sure like you're in a gym with like look at like just make sure you have a good team behind you and good like people, like good teammates. Like you want to be in a
Mhm.
gym where there are boxers better than you, and
Yeah.
like what I'm saying is look at where you want people around you to be
Mhm.
at, already at where you want to be in the future.
I
Like
see.
let's say
Yeah.
you want to fight, you want to have wins, you want to have people training alongside you that already have that, so you could see what they're doing
Mhm.
and you can try to outwork them and like be doing more than them, and like you just you just want to have like the right people around you to help you grow,
Mhm.
and obviously like stay disciplined, like stay focused, like
For sure. Yeah.
just like be real with yourself. Like if you're slacking, like know like hey, I'm slacking off, like you
Mhm.
know what I mean, just like
Yeah.
because yeah,
I
just like
understand. Yeah.
that,
Keep
you know,
myself in
like
check. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah, I
like
see. Awesome. Thank you. I think
yeah,
that's a great way to end the podcast. Joey, thank you very much
yeah.
for being my first guest. I really enjoyed it.
Hey, hey, I really appreciate like being your first guest and even being on here.
Yeah, no worries, man. I think in the beginning there won't be a lot of people watching, but it's nice to have made a connection. I'm really curious to see what you're about to do next.
Yeah, and I'd love to do like another podcast with you in the future too.
Sure,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll make that happen for sure.
yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you. Let's keep in touch.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. We'll do that. All
Okay.
right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Take care, man.
See you.